I'm very passionate about the Sonic franchise, and one of my favorite games in this franchise, and a game that is very special to me, is none other than Sonic Adventure. I think this game will always be remembered as one of the best games, but also because it has not aged well, like at all, but it's still a great game, and I just kind of wanted to talk about it because, I don't know, I was fucking bored, deal with it. So the main gameplay loop of Sonic Adventure is you pick multiple different characters and play for their campaigns, and they all have various different gameplay styles. Sonic's gameplay is pretty much what you expect. You go really fast, it's pretty fun to control, and it has great level design. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I would say Sonic's gameplay is probably the strongest part of the game. You know, Tails' gameplay is pretty much the same, Amy's gameplay is kind of a Mario clone, and we don't talk about Big's gameplay. Knuckles' gameplay focuses more on exploration of the levels to find the missing emerald pieces, and it's pretty fun. It's kind of controversial because a lot of people don't like the treasure hunting levels, but I don't really mind them in this game. If you're curious about Gamma's gameplay, I'd rather leave that a surprise for you to actually play it for yourself, because it's something that isn't seen in any other Sonic game besides this one. The last thing I'll say is, during the story you'll be exploring these big open world hubs, and not gonna lie, they don't really tell you where to go or what you need to do to get to the next level, so you can get pretty lost in these, so just be warned about that. Easily the best and most memorable part of this game is the story. Each character has their own story that kind of coincides and meets up back with the main plot, so you're kind of getting a different experience every time you play a new character, and I kind of like that. But the main plot of this game is that Eggman's back to his old evil shit again and is going to collect all 7 Chaos Emeralds to power up this unknown creature known as Chaos, who Sonic has a run-in with earlier in the game. And I like this story. It's well-paced, well-written, each character gets their time to shine, and once you find out what Chaos actually is and his origin story, goddamn does it go hard. This story is also pretty important to the overall Sonic lore, if you will, and it's the story that most fans kind of point to being one of the best in the franchise, and I can't blame them because this game just does really well at its writing, its overall plot, and what it wants to do with the characters, even with the very goofy and terrible cutscenes. Sonic Adventure is a very character-driven story with a lot of great emotional beats, and not to mention, E102 Gamma's story is incredibly depressing. You'll see what I mean once you play it for yourself. It's fucking sad. Like most Sonic games, the soundtrack absolutely fucking slaps. I've actually been using a small portion of the songs from the game for this entire video so far, and yeah, I love all the songs. The soundtrack is kind of experimental. It decides to use a bunch of different genres of music to compose its soundtrack, like hip-hop and rock. And the graphics, while they have not aged well at all, I find the ugly graphics somewhat charming, to be honest. It gives the game more character. And yeah, that's Sonic Adventure. I truly do love this game, and I think there's a reason why it's a fan favorite. I know that it hasn't held up that well, but I highly recommend playing it if you're any bit interested in this game. And that's all I have to say.